This sucks for everyone.
Hey, Rudolph, hey, open the door. I'm telling you to get out of the vehicle right now.
As he displayed passive resistance, Rudolph quickly put the vehicle in drive
Ah, all right.
Well, that changes things.
Yeah, that changes things, right?
and took off at a high rate of speed.
Not a good
Oh, stupid.
Put it in park. Put it in park now. He's taking off.
Oh, no.
He lost control of his vehicle, crashing into a tree before fleeing on foot.
Stop!
All right, guys, we're back with the video from Code Blue. You're going to hear Jim and myself react to this video that we have not seen before, but we're going to pause it along the way. We're going to chat a bit about this, and you can tell us what we get right and wrong in the comments below.
In January 2023, an officer was conducting routine patrol when he began following an SUV in Waukesha, Wisconsin. The 30-year-old male driver named Rudolph had shown signs of potential impaired driving by swerving within his lane, drifting into the bike lane, and then abruptly swerving back to avoid a parked vehicle. When he began crossing the center line, the officer decided to initiate a traffic stop.
How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Hey, it looks like he's parked in a parking lot.
That's not bad.
Doesn't he? It looks like he's like backed into a parking spot. I don't know. Maybe not. It just looks like it though.
Good. Officer Bacoris, Waukesha Police. Reason for your stop today is you were over the line over here, and then also you were in the bike lane coming down east. Any reason for that?
No, we were just trying to get home. Honestly, like the car in front of us, I felt like they were getting kind of close, but I understand why why you were concerned, and that's why I just like pulled over.
Okay. What was your reason for coming in here?
It was honestly because like that car that was really close. I was like concerned and
Concerned for
yeah,
what?
we have a newborn, and I didn't want any complications. Like honestly, you can look in the back, you can check all that, and like honestly,
What do you mean by complications?
No, what I meant by like, I didn't want you to think that there was anything concerning. You know, we're trying to make it home, and like her mom is literally waiting for us.
Okay.
And, like she can show you all the ID and all that.
Do you guys have IDs on you?
Yeah, we do, and it was just a matter of like, let's just get home safely.
Okay.
We're 5 minutes away.
I mean, this
How are
guy
you,
does
boss?
not seem
Where are you guys coming from?
whatsoever.
Right up the road.
I think.
Do you have your license on you, boss?
Yeah.
While standing by the vehicle, the officer observed his speech was slurred.
I don't know about the old slurred speech here. I didn't hear it.
Neither did I.
And then look, detected a strong odor of alcohol. Let me guess. Bloodshot, glassy eyes. is
I'm
next.
sure.
Strong odor of alcohol emanating from the vehicle.
Any weapons in the vehicle?
No.
Any illegal drugs?
Emanating from the vehicle. This is where, that is, you hear that across the board on every DUI, alcohol-based DUI, strong odor of alcohol emanating from the driver's breath, sometimes they say. Sometimes they don't specify. This one's emanating from the vehicle. Just a pro tip there, officers. Attorneys oftentimes will seize on that. Like, I assume the passenger's over 21. She's allowed to drink, right? In fact, he even came to the passenger side. So alcohol emanating from the vehicle, especially when the passenger's a few feet away from you and over the age of 21, is not illegal. So, it's still justified, maybe a little bit more investigation, but, attorneys can argue that away.
How much alcohol have we had tonight?
I think I have like
Okay. How about you, boss?
Probably less than her, but check my ID. It's just everything's good, man. We're literally like.
How much did you have to drink? Is what I'm asking.
Probably one or two.
but
One or
we
two
also
what?
left
No.
at
At 6:00 p.m., man.
yeah.
Okay. You
It
left at
was me.
6 o'clock p.m.?
Yes, we left
You can
my
check our
apartment.
receipts. Like we're literally just trying to make it down the street.
It's me.
Right. I'm just wondering because you guys are saying you come from the restaurant. I can smell the intoxicants coming from the vehicle, so I'm just trying
Yeah, I
to see if
understand
you're
that.
safe to
It's
drive.
totally me.
The reason why I stopped you is because you were going over the line in the bike lane coming down East Avenue, and then also the line over here. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. So how many drinks did you have, sir?
Check. It was probably like 2. Like
Do you have a
I
license on
mean,
you?
this is the problem.
Everyone says two.
Yeah, well, pick a better number, guys. But I mean, also, this is the problem. They build their case. I feel like a lot of this is sort of this self-fulfilling destiny that these police, they see an improper lane use, which they say is a clue of impairment, and then they start building their case right away.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to answer the officer's questions. You don't have to tell them where you're coming from, how much you had to drink. You can be polite about it, which I would
Sure.
say, you know, be polite. You don't want to escalate things. But also, you know, officer, here's my ID, registration, insurance card. You know, thank you.
Yep.
I mean, keep it simple, guys.
Yeah, you don't have to answer those because plus like, yeah, they're just not stumbling like they can't speak, but stumbling over each other. One's
Right.
trying to answer the other one. He's being evasive by saying like, how much you had to drink? Check my ID. Like that's a very, non-answer. Just know what you're going to do. First of all, don't drink and drive. That's like the easiest way here. But I also got to say, like, it's not illegal to have a drink at dinner with your wife, and drive home. It's illegal to be over the limit or intoxicated to the point where you cannot safely operate the motor vehicle.
Right.
That's what the law says. So, so I have no idea if they are or not. That's why we're watching the video here. But I can tell you he does not have to answer those questions at all. And probably would be better off saying, I didn't have lying. I didn't have anything to drink and shutting everything down there, or just not saying, officer, I'm not going to answer any of your questions.
Right.
We're trying to get home. I'm in a hurry. Which, and then just kind of shut up and see where it goes. But now they're just going to, I can see it already. They're just going to trip over each other, stumble over, story changes 25 times, stumble over each other, speak over each other, and be evasive. Right. Cop gets them out of the car. They're probably going to comply with most of it and get arrested for a DUI.
And you nailed it right there, Derek, because as a prosecutor, and I've seen prosecutors do this all the time, well, your client lied. He said that he had one or two. He said that he had less than her.
Right.
Now he's telling the officer he had two. How much is it really, Judge? Right. How can we really know?
How can we trust them?
Right. Better to just say respectfully, I don't wish to answer any questions.
Yep. And it justifies the officer digging deeper when you get an answer of like one and then two and then like, just a moving target, which we all kind of see here. It is justifies the officer staying on the subject, digging deeper because you can't trust the answers. Whereas officer, I'm not answering any questions, puts the ball back in the officer's court, and he's like, okay, well, what do I do now, right?
Right.
Yes. All right, why don't you guys hang tight here, okay? I'm gonna run him through fields. Okay. The reason why I stopped him is he was like going a little bit over the bike lane coming down east. Mm-hmm. And then also when we turned down to Sunset here, he was over the center line. Can I run him real quick?
I don't know. Just do him here. Yeah, might as well. Nice and flat.
Upon running Rudolph's info, dispatch advised he had a revoked driving status.
This means he's revoked, right?
Through Illinois? Yeah, status revoked. Hit up Leanne, she can confirm that. Maybe she can do something more on her end too, because it'd be nice to see if he's revoked for an OWI, you know what I mean? Is he up visiting?
He's not making much sense.
Oh, really?
He's like, I'm just trying to get home. We have a baby at home. I was like...
Well, another reason to be evasive too is if you're driving while your license is revoked. Sound like out of Illinois. It seems like they were trying to figure out, because this is Wisconsin running with what seems to be an Illinois DL, an Illinois driver's license that's revoked. And when your home state, like Illinois, takes away your Illinois driver's license, you can't drive anywhere. You can't drive in any of the 50 states, right? Because your home state took away your license. Doesn't mean you can just go over the border and drive. So it seems like the officers then were trying to dig in a little bit further and see why he's revoked. Right. Sometimes it's for,
silly
child support or parking ticket, or something minor relatively, versus I'm revoked for past DUIs or accident with a fatality or fleeing police officers, something more serious, right? And that gives good context in terms of like how serious they want to take the driving on a revoked license thing.
Always dodging around my questions. If you have your idea, I have it on me. But anyways, we were just trying to get home.
Oh, being real evasive with his answers and trying to change your line of questioning.
Yes.
How'd you guys end up over here?
He pulled in. I was going to stop him. And he pulled in and he started going all the way around. I was like, why'd you come over here? He's like, honestly, the car in front of me, I didn't want anything to do with them. I didn't want you guys to think. I was like, what are you talking about? 406, go ahead.
406, Rudolph, status revoked.
10-4. could you advise reason for revocation? How would I find out if he's got prior OWIs through Illinois? I'll ask her later.
Yeah, you might have to just do fields and ask after.
Well, she's still working on that anyway, so I'm gonna do it now. All right, Rudolph, so here's what's going on. I'd like to make sure that you're safe to operate a motor vehicle, so I'd like to run some field sobriety tests on you. Is that okay?
Let me talk to my wife about it.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna do it regardless.
No,
so-
that's okay.
Okay.
I just want to know what she thinks about it. That's fine, right?
Well, she's
I just want
hearing.
to talk to her about it, right? That's okay.
What do you want to talk to her about?
Exactly what you said.
Sure, go ahead, you can ask.
Thank you.
Keep the window rolled down though.
Damn, just open the door.
It's locked. Try it. Hey, Rudolph. Hey, open the door.
No, I was just.
Okay.
I told you exactly what I was going to do.
Okay.
What is he saying?
Let's do that now, okay?
Can I finish talking to her?
No, I'm telling you to get out of the vehicle right now.
Okay. 1 second.
As he displayed passive resistance, Rudolph quickly put the vehicle in drive
Oh, not
and
a good
took
call.
off at a high rate of
Oh,
speed.
not a good
No!
call.
Before he can start another one, 10:40 for now. He's
Let's see.
possibly 5'5", locked himself in the door.
Hey, don't, no.
Oh, no.
Put it in park. Put it in park now. He's taking off.
Ah, all right.
Well, that changes things.
Yeah, that changes things, right? So he's revoked. He's gonna get arrested probably, and he knows that. He's been, I mean, most of the time when someone's revoked and they continue to drive, it's only a matter of time until they get pulled over and they get arrested, and it happens again and it happens again and it happens again, because revoked is different than suspended. Suspended is for a period of time, 3 months, 6 months, a year. And then you're like, hey, be a good person, and then you get your license back. Revoked means it's gone and it's not coming back. And we've dealt with people that have been revoked for 30 years, right? And it's really hard to not have a license. And most people, it is rare that someone with a revoked license just totally gives up driving. They often drive, they get in these situations, and they know he's having a terrible night.
Yeah. And he just, unfortunately, he just made it worse. You
Yep,
know,
he did.
I mean, if I was in this situation, what I would do is, you can say no to these things.
Yeah.
You can say no to fields. You can say no to the breathalyzer.
He's getting arrested, though.
He's getting arrested, but hey, saying no to fields and saying no to a breathalyzer is every lawyer's dream. If I have a
yes.
client who calls me,
Yeah.
I didn't do fields, I didn't do a breath sample or a blood test, I'm saying
I didn't speed off at a high rate of speed.
Yeah, there we go. I'm saying good job,
Yeah,
good job. So he just,
yeah.
yeah.
Especially when, like, they've clearly positive identified you. Like, you've
Yep.
gotten the license. They've ran him in the community. He said he lives 5 minutes away. They've identified the girl. They got the license plate that probably pings back to the house 5 minutes away. Like, they're gonna catch him, man.
Wow.
And I, he may have gotten a DUI. I don't know. He almost certainly was getting arrested for driving on a revoked license. Those may have been felonies. I don't know. Depends on his history. If he's got a bunch of priors, then those can be felonies.
But this definitely.
But now, yeah, driving off at a high rate of speed, especially with officers in between you, is not only a dangerous situation, but they're gonna freaking ring you up.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Ring you up. He may get out of a DUI though, actually. But
Maybe, but then you got in Illinois, I have the feeling they'd probably charge him at least with aggravated fleeing and eluding.
yes, for sure.
Which that's a felony charge
Yeah.
here in Illinois.
Yep. So I mean, here, I'm very interested to see where this goes. But the takeaway here is a little bit of pre-planning, guys. If you're gonna go out with your girl and have some drinks, that's wonderful. Go have date night. That's great. You should. Take the Uber, especially with a kid at home, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Especially if your license is revoked. You take the Uber. It just doesn't make any sense at all. Let her drive. She stays.
Right.
I'm not saying but if she's got a valid license, I get it. You don't want to put her behind the wheel if she drank more than you, but plan ahead. Let her drive, and it's your night to drink versus when it's whatever. I don't know. Just freaking plan it out, because this sucks for everyone. Now he is possibly drunk and driving million miles an hour through the street.
It's in Grambling right now. Speeds are 97.
After exceeding 100 miles an hour in a 35 mile per hour zone, he lost control
Definitely
of his
a felony.
vehicle,
Oh.
Yep.
crashing into a tree before fleeing on foot.
Pulling in an apartment complex, 1050.
And girls maybe wrapped her around a tree.
That's
It's
a
just terrible.
yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, the mother of the child is now, oh, God.
Foot pursuit. Stop, do it now. Police department, stop.
That seems
Taser
unnecessary.
deployed.
Yeah.
Roll over to your side, do it now. We are across from Navajo right now in the apartment complex. 1026 with the male driver. Do not move.
There was
One female passenger.
Oh,
the
the
next
projectile,
walk-in check on
you
her.
know.
There's a car alarm.
But yes, if he's laying on the ground, of course, I would say, you know. But it seems like he was not giving up. He was running. And they got that projector, you know, the little prong that
Yeah.
shoots out. And hey, if he's running, I don't know. I'm not an expert on the use of force, but jeez.
No, he can start at 1052. Unknown injuries at this time. Are you injured?
Sir, do you want the honest answer?
Yes, I want an honest answer.
Good. Do you really want the answer? Do you really want to know? I can give you this answer.
He's cooperative now.
No, I'm cooperating. But do you really want to know?
I'm asking you a question.
He's got a prong in him and then
Did she run? No, she fell out.
No, I fell out, yeah. I just lost my daughter. I don't even know if this child's mine.
Hey, thanks for not hitting me. Thanks for not hitting me. Hello? I don't know.
You're laughing. Somebody was laughing.
Nobody's laughing.
I don't give a. So you think I deserve to die? You think I deserve to die?
Are you injured right now? I got an ambulance coming.
Do you need an ambulance?
Sir, no, I don't.
Okay. Are you injured?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Can you stand me up?
Not right now. I'm gonna have you chill here for a minute, okay?
Listen, I'm gonna tell you what the situation is. You can take it however you want.
Okay.
I know that you felt that I was under the influence.
Don't make any statements
Don't
right
make
now. Just stop. There's no. Think about the risk reward, right, of making statements to the police. Every time you make a statement to the police, I'm not sure if you've heard this before, but it can and will be used against you. So anytime you make a statement to the police, you are taking on a risk. What would be the reward of that risk? The reward here would be them taking the handcuffs off and going, I am so sorry, sir. Have a wonderful evening. That would be the reward of his statement. What do you think the chances are of that reward coming to fruition? 0. So in no scenario does your statement, the risk of your statement exceed the reward.
I wish we could put it up on a billboard. Like, you can't talk your way out of a ticket,
Oh,
but
dude.
you sure can talk your way into
Into
more.
it, yes.
So I can't wait to see what he has to say.
Billboard, like, we should do that. Just give like little snippets of advice on billboards all along the highway. I kind of like that. Stay tuned.
And you weren't gonna let me go.
Is Max dead?
It's right
Is he dead?
I'm gonna roll you over to my side, okay?
Yep. Can I have water?
Not right now.
Can I ask you an honest question?
Sure.
Are you new? I've been doing this for over a year.
You've been doing what?
No, have you been a cop for doing this for over a year?
I don't know if that's relevant.
No, I'm just asking you. Like, I really want to know.
I'm not sure.
You're not sure? It's okay if you have.
You're gonna be okay, okay? You are driving, this has nothing to do with you, right? So can I help you up, please? This looks very uncomfortable. You can't move? Alright, what hurts? Are you
I was
injured?
asking him a question.
Okay, are you
I
injured?
was asking you a question. Can you? No, I will answer it.
So also remember I made a joke like, and it was just a joke like, hey, fleeing, he may get himself out of the DUI, right? Because there was no more, when he sped off, conceivably there would be no more statements. There would be no field sobriety tests, right? These statements that are irrelevant and weird and goofy and whatever now again can be used to show that he's intoxicated. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So how long have you been a police officer? And so you just hear that and you're like, what are you talking about, man? You just fled from the
And
cops.
I've seen judges really hone in on these statements too. They really do listen to what people are saying, because in 99.9% of the DUIs that I handle, they're playing the video. Either us or the prosecutor. These things are gonna come out. So you want to be thinking ahead. What am I saying to this officer? And this is the worst way to say no to field sobriety test, by the way.
You're right. So I take it you're not going to do the fields by fleeing at 100 miles an hour. Okay.
Asking you a question that's more important than how long he's been a cop. I'm asking you if you're injured.
I can't say anything for you. I can answer it once I get that answer question.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's gonna be cooperative.
No, I am. I'll be straightforward with you.
Okay.
So are you injured? Are you gonna answer the
Actually,
question?
one more.
Do you need to be checked out by an ambulance? Rudolph,
What does that mean if I need to be checked out?
I'm
by
asking if
anyone?
you're injured.
Yeah, and I'm asking you, what does that mean? Because I feel, I'm in pain.
Okay, where?
I'm in pain in my entire body.
Officers
But
calling
yes,
him.
I can't tell because I'm in shock.
Call your own ass.
I know you're shaking. It's
Call him.
okay. I'm not shaking. I can tell you.
It's chilly outside.
No, that.
She's a passenger. I think she's just in shock.
Can you pass me that chapstick, please?
No.
Do you remember what happened?
Nancy split up and I jumped out the car.
Why were you guys running?
He drank just a little. And it wasn't as much as he thought. And we were sitting there forever. And then he just said, I have to go. And he's not even a bad person. And she's just...
Nobody's saying he's a bad
I
person.
know, but...
Wait, what did you just ask him?
Yeah.
What did he just ask you? No, I can ask that, right?
Walk.
You can walk in. Why are you asking weird questions?
See,
Can I have water?
No, we don't have any
sit
water.
down.
Is there any way I can have water?
No, we do not have any water.
Is there
I see about getting
We
you
have
some, but you
zero
gotta be
water.
cooperative.
You can see about getting some?
What's in your mouth?
Dude, I just fell on the floor. Like, you can
Just
look.
open your mouth and stick your tongue out. You got like dirt.
No, oh, yeah. You just figured it out. I'm just asking.
Okay, take a seat and we'll figure it out.
We don't have any right now.
That's
We'll
okay.
work on getting it.
Just please sit down.
What's the time frame for that?
No time frame.
Are you gonna be
Are you
cooperative or
no,
not?
are you gonna hurt me if I
I'm not
don't
gonna
want
hurt
water?
you. No, sit down.
Just sit in the car. You're not getting water right now.
Okay, put your feet in.
There's multiple reasons why they can't give somebody water, but I mean, as an officer, first of all, that's just a weird request. But also, just getting into the legal side of things a little bit. The reason sometimes officers are concerned when they see somebody in their car putting mints in their mouth or drinking water is that's telling them something's a little off. And then when you get to the station, at least here in Illinois, I'm not sure Wisconsin, I'm sure it's the same though. They have to do what's called a 20-minute observation period where the officer watches you 20 minutes, make sure you don't drink any water, you don't belch,
Yeah, throw up.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a lot of considerations in this. These police officers not being mean to this guy right now. But man, is he digging that hole deeper. Just throw the shovel out, my man.
I don't know if he'll be cooperative. What are you thinking?
It changed a whole lot. Maybe he's in custody now. At least give him the opportunity.
Firefighters like to talk to you.
Can I have water?
We do not have water, unfortunately.
Okay, what do you have to aid me here?
We have an ambulance. We have medical staff. We can just. So what happened?
Okay, I can tell you right now that I know how the justice system works. I know how things go, and
Okay, but what's going on with you? We're just the paramedics, so we're here to help you with any
so
medical
if
needs.
Yeah, but these statements are still admissible.
Yep.
you're here to help me, I need water.
And we don't carry water with us.
Do you
That's
have any type of fluid?
not that we can
Rudolph,
give
do
you.
you
a
have
drink.
any pain or injuries?
No, I'm trying to tell you that I do.
Okay, can you tell
I'm
us
just
that?
asking for
I'm not
water.
going to give you water. So you
Okay,
can you
so-
tell us about your injuries?
So, the injuries that I have,
Yes.
I can't really talk about them because you're saying that you can't aid them.
So you're declining medical
I'm not
assistance.
declining medical
Okay, then tell us
assistance.
what's
I'm
wrong.
asking for medical assistance.
For
and,
what?
And the simplest version is I'm saying it's I need water. If you cannot provide me with that, I understand. And I wish it wasn't that way. But like, do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I feel like right now, medically, I need water. You tell me I can't provide that to me. So fortunately, like, it looks like I'm gonna have to suffer. I don't want that.
Okay, yeah, that's not something that we can take you to the hospital where they have water. Yeah, then that would be what we could do, but that's not something that we would be providing to you.
And then what are the other options? Because like I don't want to die.
Right, we wouldn't let you die.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I don't know because like right now I'm saying I need water,
Right.
and it feels like it's dire. But you're looking at me saying that you can't provide me with that. Like you can't provide me with the bottle.
I get it, man. He ran from the cops. He's thirsty,
A lot of physical activity.
Literally ran. Yeah, like I'd be tired too and want some water. Could they give him water? Sure, I'm sure they could. Like, right? Why aren't they? I don't know. The probably because of what you said. There's a breathalyzer coming up. But the truth is, like, you can't just drink water and then the blood alcohol concentration of your blood that's in your body changes immediately, right?
Honestly, what I would do, sitting in his seat right now, I would ask to be taken to the hospital.
Would you? Because then knowing what you know, then you're
That's
definitely
true.
getting a blood draw.
That's true, but I mean, I don't know.
I
Maybe,
would.
maybe there's some time for it to dissipate.
Right.
Maybe not. At this point, too, if I was the officer and the
Mm-hmm.
paramedic, I think I'd be saying, hey, we're taking you to the hospital. We don't want this liability on our hand. It's just one of those situations where he is making this a lot more difficult. But he seems way more impaired now than when he first got pulled over. I don't know.
I think his speech is fine in my
Right.
opinion, but he's equally as elusive, right? Whether it's, the ID thing, how much of you drink, oh, here's my ID, whether it's rolling up the windows, whether it is asking the cop how long he's been on the force or this water thing, he's just elusive. Yeah. And my interpretation of it is he is not a very good criminal. You know what I mean? Like,
he's not going to David Copperfield his way out of a DUI
exactly,
right now.
but he's like trying and like
Right.
on the spot, making things up, and like it doesn't matter. He's not gonna like get out of this, so he should just shut up, like we've said. I would personally not go to the hospital though. Like, of course, if I needed to, I would go to the hospital. I value my life and health more so than anything else. But no, if he's fine, I would not voluntarily go to the hospital, at least here in Illinois. How it works is a blood draw is either at the request or sometimes insistence of law enforcement or hospital staff, for medical treatment. And hospital staff can, that is, you show up at the hospital and medical staff is trying to treat you, then oftentimes they do run blood. That is how they help diagnose people. Is he diabetic? Is he on drugs? Is he whatever? Blood. I'm no doctor, but you get the idea. And the medical staff can do that, and they don't need his consent. It's part of him showing up at the hospital and them treating him.
True.
And then, at least again here in Illinois, that is a record that can be accessed by police, by law enforcement, by the prosecution. The results of that toxicology from the blood can be used against him in a DUI charge, even though it is because it was at the request of purely seeking medical attention. The cops kind of get their little grubby hands on it. It is different if it is a request by law enforcement. There, he has some rights and can refuse that, and there's some implications and yada yada. So my point is, I see a lot of people who don't really need to go to the hospital think they're going to have it buy themselves some time, have it dissipate, and then either get out of the breathalyzer / blood / urine test altogether by going to the hospital. But I see many times where they could have just refused a breathalyzer test at the police station and the cops were never even going to make the effort to do blood or urine, that they wind up having to do that blood and urine at the request of health, and then bam, you just walked yourself into a DUI with an objective blood alcohol concentration when otherwise it could have been refused or avoided. Sure. Bam.
Would have gotten his water though.
He would have gotten his water though. You're right. So there's no right or wrong answer because I don't know what the future holds. I don't know what the medical staff is going to do, but I personally would I wouldn't have done any of this stuff, right? But if now I'm him in the back of the car, I just shut up and refuse everything.
Right, because we don't carry that. That's not something that we carry.
That's okay. I understand.
We have other means of giving you that if you feel that.
I understand. So what, how does that work?
That would be like giving you an IV with fluids and things like that, but that might not quench your thirst. That might just...
If I say that right now I need water and you just would put me in some type of cell or some type of cage and you don't provide me with water, I can't tell you that I'm going to be 100%.
Look, you'll get water soon. I don't think you're getting it. We don't have any right now. You'll get water in a little bit. Is that the only chief complaint you got though? Are you doing okay right now?
I'm not doing okay mentally. It's tough for me.
All right.
But I'm trying to be honest with you.
Okay. No,
you know what I'm saying?
We appreciate that. I appreciate your honesty.
Yeah, I know where I stand and I know what the situation is.
Yep.
and I know that I made a bad decision, but I'm trying to say that, like, realistically, I feel like I need some water. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we're gonna get going for it now, though. Okay?
Yeah. So you're not too concerned with that.
No, we'll get you water where we're going. We don't have water out here.
What's the timetable with that? Like
15 minutes. All right.
Are you just saying? Oh, okay.
Just for your report.
I mean, it just makes me like, we talk about cops a lot on this channel, but man, these EMTs, they don't have it any better, man. Like, it's good cops, bad cops, you get the idea, right? But man, these EMTs most of the time are just there, showing up after the fact, trying to help people, making sure nobody dies on their watch, and they got to deal with goofiness, mental health stuff. I feel for them too, and also obviously terrible injuries too. They show up this could have been totally different. They were going 100 miles an hour and hit a tree. Yeah. These EMTs could be scraping them off the pavement. Yeah. You know what I mean? Thank God they're not, and they're just dealing with a goofball wanting water.
For our purposes, he just fell asleep, like snoring, heavy odor. He smelled up the entire squad. So,
when offered the option
also
to undergo
admissible.
SFSTs or a breath test, he refused. Additionally, it was found that Rudolph had one prior OWI conviction in 2018.
You guys gonna put me in jail, right?
Yeah.
And then what? Someone's gonna have to bail me out?
There's not going to be bail on this one.
Why not?
Because it's felony.
Why is it a felony?
Because you've led and eluded the police.
As per the female passenger, just before Rudolph fled from the traffic stop, he uttered, "I'm sorry. I have to say bye to..." She also expressed feeling scared during the pursuit and was considering jumping out of the vehicle.
Don't do that.
As a result, Rudolph was slammed with felony counts of vehicle fleeing eluding an officer, second-degree recklessly endangering safety, OWI causing injury, prohibited alcohol content causing injury, misdemeanor counts of operating while intoxicated, third offense, resisting obstructing an officer, and operating with prohibited alcohol content, third offense. He received over $1,300 in traffic citations and was subsequently given a $5,000 cash bond. As of February 2024, Rudolph was found guilty of only 2 felony charges. 2 counts were dismissed on the prosecutor's motion, and the remaining were dismissed but read in. In the end, he was sentenced to 18 months of initial confinement, followed by 2 years of extended supervision.
Anything crazy stand out to you there?
No.
Me neither. They call the charges different than what we call them here in Illinois. They're state charges, so they're all different state to state, right? But it's the content of it are what I would expect. And sounds like he pled, and to a couple different things with the rest being dismissed. It's pretty normal.
What do you think about a sentence?
So it wasn't clear to me. They said he had 1 prior. Here in Illinois, it's a big difference, right?
Right.
Your second DUI and third DUI are different because the DUI itself, if it's number 2, is typically, not always, typically a misdemeanor. DUI number 3 typically is a felony. And so DUI number 3, fleeing the cops at 100 miles an hour, got a passenger who's hurt, scared, or whatever. You got to revoke license. 18 months may not be. It doesn't sound that bad.
I was thinking
it's
too.
Not a terrible deal, especially in, I don't know how. I'm not licensed in Wisconsin. I don't practice in Wisconsin, but I assume they throw the book at you more than they do in Chicago.
I would imagine.
It's not a crazy oh my God, I can't believe you got that much time. No, if anything, it seems on the lighter end. But that's all just anecdotal, so take it for what it's worth, which is not much. All right, so let's do grades here. Let's just start with the cops generally. You see, what do you think?
I think the cops did a good job. They followed the DUI investigation. They sort of chased it down the rabbit hole in a good way. They started asking those questions. They picked up on the elusive answers. Honestly, that pursuit, thank God it could have ended a lot worse. But I think they were pretty relaxed with the guy who just took off on him. I've seen videos where it doesn't end that well.
Right.
Sure. I'm going to have to give them, just a solid A.
Yeah. I don't disagree. If I'm really stretching here looking for things, I would say maybe they could have been a little more patient and letting him talk to his wife. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And that may have avoided, and this is hindsight, right? So in hindsight's 2020. But like, there was nothing illegal or improper about him wanting to talk with his wife about that. Like, cops may not like it, and they wanted to hurry it along, and they didn't want to stand out in the cold, and they didn't want the, window rolled up on them. But at the same time, like, dude, talk to your wife. Just decide what you're going to do, and giving him a couple minutes, he probably would have came out. Maybe not. That's total guess. That's like literally all I can come up with. It sounds like the DUI investigation, and it was just an investigation in the beginning. It was on solid ground in terms of the driving behaviors, and then immediately some of the weird and evasive answers from him regarding drinking. So it seems like the DUI is on solid ground, and in the end, all the charges were on solid ground because he chose to drive away and get caught a few minutes later, and that's a tough case to beat.
Yep.
Like, that's not you beat cases typically by saying, it wasn't me. You got the wrong guy. Not sure that would fly in this case, right? Or I didn't commit the act. I didn't do it, right? Well, when it comes to the fleeing thing, like, anyone else want to argue either of those things? No, right? So he's cooked on those. And so the cops had a good case and treated him not unfairly. We'll put it that way. I'm going with an A-. How's that?
That's fair.
All right. Now let's move on to Rudolph himself. What's your grade?
Oh, man. An F.
Yeah.
He escalated that, I mean, thank God his passenger wasn't hurt.
Yes.
Worse. It sounds like there was some injury. Thank God she wasn't killed, or he wasn't killed.
Yeah.
Or somebody else, Yeah. I mean, I certainly feel for a person when, consequences catch up with them. It sounds like he's a young kid at home. I hope he learns from this mistake.
Yep.
But man, did he make it bigger than it needed to be. I mean, let's say worst case scenario, they pull him out of the car. He refuses fields. He refuses the breath sample. Maybe he's getting off with a OWI in Wisconsin lingo, or a DUI here in Illinois.
Right.
Misdemeanor charge.
Yep.
It's still not good.
No.
But definitely not as bad as this night ended up being. So I'm going to have to give him an F. I mean.
Right. And he's almost certainly not, if, he just gets out of the car, gets the DUI and the driving on a road, he's almost certainly not doing the 18 months.
No.
Right?
No.
I mean, at least
think so.
according to what we know about the end result here. So yeah, absolutely made it worse. I got to give him an F too. It, totally preventable. Like old DUIs, really. Totally preventable. Like, I'm going to go back to the foundation here and say, like, just don't drink and drive, man. Don't drink and drive when you have a revoked license. Don't drink and drive when you have presumably a passenger who does have a valid license, right? Plan ahead. Take an Uber. He was 5 minutes from home, right, in that scenario. So totally preventable. Even getting behind the wheel in the first place. And then it's hard for me to ever recommend fleeing at a high rate of speed. Like, that's just not a good idea.
It's not Fast and Furious.
No, it's not. So, and yeah, thank God nobody was killed. So, big fat F there. And hopefully having a kid, I don't know if it's his first kid or not, but having a kid can certainly slow someone down and change them for the better. So hopefully that's the case here. All right, guys, there you have it. Another DUI reaction from the DUI lawyers. This one escalated quickly, obviously. I think there's actually a lot of learning experience here in the sense that, like, totally preventable, did not need to happen. And God forbid if you ever do find yourself in the tough situation of an officer asking you to step out of the car and perform field sobriety tests, you now know the wrong way to handle it.